Never mess with a Sandhurst boy.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we have a very interesting topic here to discuss. We already knew this about Mortal Kombat 12. Warner Bros. Have been giving signs for almost 3 years now that they wanted to sell off their gaming division. Here's the thing that you guys may not realize about Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Is massive. They're huge. I'll try to find a screenshot of everything they own, like everything that's under them, but they have a lot, and they're so big to where they kind of feel like their gaming division is a nuisance. When you have so much power and leverage in other aspects, right? Movies, television, other infrastructures, you kind of view gaming as a non-factor, and they hesitate and they contemplate selling it off all the time. This is why NetherRealm Studio, they stopped working on Injustice 3, and a lot of people are wondering if they're working on Mortal Kombat 12 or a Marvel crossover. And the reason why is because they're trying to prove to Warner Bros. That they are a necessary part of the company, that they shouldn't be sold off. Here's the thing: if Mortal Kombat 12 performs bad or even average, it will be sold. I feel it has to perform very, very well, and it's kind of like the expectations that's being set on it, it's unrealistic. I have a tweet here that gives us a lot of detail, a lot of information, and I want to talk about it. It's exactly probably like 6 tweets, so not that much, but then there's a news article that's linked, and I will read that after. Couldn't get enough confirmation to actually write a post about it, but hearing a decent bit of chatter this week about Warner Bros. Discovery shopping their game development studio around. So Warner Bros. Studio is going to other companies and seeing what the asking price is. Hey, we have this Mortal Kombat franchise, one of the oldest and, most known gaming IPs in the world. How much you want for it? Give us 2 pennies and some stocks. That's kind of what Warner Bros. Is doing right now. And what's kind of scary about all of this is not the fact that they're trying to sell it, but who is trying to buy it. The next tweet says, interested parties include EA, Take-Two, Microsoft, Sony, Tencent, NetEase, and PUBG Corp. Warner Bros. Discovery wants to sell studios and license IP, supposedly. Now, I think Warner Bros. Discovery is kind of smart, but at the same time not. They just did the Mortal Kombat movie, and it was decent. It didn't break records or anything like that. I definitely want to say it underperformed, but it definitely did a good job in its marketing and capturing an audience. I don't know if they did that to sort of raise the value, raise the price of Mortal Kombat. Because if the movie never came out and they tried to sell Mortal Kombat, it would have been a lot lower because it's just gaming. But the fact that they have that Mortal Kombat 2 coming, at the end they tease Johnny Cage and his introduction, I think a lot of people are interested to see that, to see the next one. And I wonder if that could affect the asking price when they plan to sell it. But talking about some of these interested parties, some of these scare me. Like, for example, EA is probably one of the worst developers to buy it. They already destroyed the Battlefield franchise. Battlefield 2042 was supposed to save the FPS genre, but it only added more despair to it. I do not want EA anywhere near the FGC because they have a proven track record of destroying their own franchises. Mass Effect, Battlefield, Anthem, the list is just endless. Battlefront, Star Wars, the EA just is so bad. I don't want them anywhere near it. Take-Two is just greedy. If Take-Two was to buy Mortal Kombat, they would put so much monetization garbage in it. And it would just be horrible. For example, for those of you who don't know, Take-Two owns Rockstar, that's GTA, that's Red Dead Redemption, and then they also own the 2K industry, the 2K series. So that's 2K basketball, 2K FIFA, 2K wrestling, anything that has 2K, that's also under Tencent. And if you look at the way they do their games, they just add so much monetizations to it and makes it kind of unplayable. I can only imagine all the DLC cosmetics garbage they would add. Now, you do have to think, if they did buy Mortal Kombat, would we see, some GTA DLC or Red Dead Redemption DLC or something crazy like that? Microsoft and Sony, I have no issue with either one of them buying it, but what they can't do is buy it and then make it exclusive. Like, there was one comment in here that said Sony, they host a lot of Mortal Kombat tournaments, and maybe they're doing that to get good favor or good leverage with Warner Bros. Discovery. And honestly, Microsoft or Sony, I have no issue with either one of them buying it. Neither one of them have proven that they shouldn't be trusted. So far, even though Sony has more success with its games, I still think both of them do a good job with it. Yes, Halo is a little bit rocky right now, but so is Horizon Forbidden West, right? Tencent, this is the guys who they own half of Fortnite and they own half of PUBG. So the fact that they say and PUBG Corp, that's basically Tencent, right? And then NetEase, I have no idea who they are. I'm guessing that's a similar company to Tencent, right? But let's move on. Someone says, sound like they may have rekindled the talks from when AT&T was shopping things around in 2020. I would believe it. And then this person who initially tweeted this out says, I think context is very important. This is when they linked the article, so I will read some of it. Warner Bros. Discovery CEO David on $3 billion in cuts. We don't know exactly how it's going to work. So something that I'm seeing play out across all of these tech companies, they're all trying to cut whatever they can to increase profits. Netflix, they're trying to cut password sharing. They're trying to add commercials. They're canceling whatever shows isn't massive successes. If you look at Twitch is doing the same thing. They're talking about adding more commercials. They're talking about cutting the revenue from 70-30 to 50-50. All of these tech companies are kind of saying the same exact thing right now. This is a common trend across all of them. While Warner Bros. Discovery CEO expressed a lot of excitement for the future of his newly merged company on Thursday during the company town hall with Oprah Winfrey at the Warner Bros. Burbank lot, he was vague on the details for some immediate issues, including where $3 billion in planned cuts will come from. Here's the thing. Cuts also comes in the form of jobs. These companies will lay off 200, 300, 400 people like it's nothing, Sorry, but your job's gone. Have a nice life, right? When asked by Winfrey about the cuts, the CEO said that his transition team is still in the process of shifting through the assets from both sides of the new company to determine where such cuts could be made. The transition team is also in the process of integrating teams with the plan to create a company structure with less layers, as the CEO put it. Also, too, why I think they could be trying to sell off assets is because these companies, they want to be a monopoly, but they want to be a monopoly in the most efficient way possible. If you have very little foothold in the gaming industry, you might as well sell that off and then get something else or keep something else that's more value to the company. Right now, I don't think NetherRealm Studios is a decent value for them. Yes, it may be a good team. They put out good games, but at the same time, it doesn't really have value. It doesn't add value to Warner Bros. As a whole. If anything, Mortal Kombat has been riding off the success of Warner Bros. In the past games, taking all of Warner Bros. Movies and turning those into DLC characters. If they didn't have Warner Bros. As their parent company, all those characters would have never been able to been used, right? So it's kind of flipped where Warner Bros. Is supposed to be benefiting from Mortal Kombat, but Mortal Kombat is kind of benefiting from Warner Bros. In a sense. A quote says, the transition team worked on what we're going to do one day. what we're going to do the first 30 days. It's not perfect. We don't know exactly how it's going to work, he said. So you can definitely tell they're still trying to figure it out. I don't know if Mortal Kombat fate is sealed already. I don't know if they will have a chance to fight. If they could put out Mortal Kombat 12 and it be a massive hit, and then they are able to stay. If not, they will be sold. I don't know if they have that much time. I'm praying that they do, but at the same time, if it is sold, Sony or Microsoft, they should be the ones to buy it. If anyone else buys it, it's going to be some crazy twist that we may not like. The last quote that I'll read from the CEO says, "We have 20 channels. Warner has 20 channels as Warner Discovery US Network chairman. Finch runs that whole business. How do we put that together? You have an ad sales team. We have an ad sales team. There's a lot of 1/1. That's the thing, right? I don't know what two companies just merged. I have no clue, but it looks like they have a lot of the same departments, and they're going to have to figure out which department is better, which people are better, and then the ones that aren't, they're unfortunately going to be cut. So I think in about a few months, we're going to see them lay off not only a bunch of employees, we're going to see them probably sell Mortal Kombat, the NetherRealm studio, and they're probably going to dump some other stuff that they don't really care about or they don't feel like they need. And I don't know, I just want to talk about this because this is the backside of the industry. We always talk about characters and balancing and all of these wonderful things, but this is the backside that gets overlooked. And this is arguably the most important side, because what happens behind the closed doors is the discussion that comes to light, is what they're talking about, what they're going to do when they walk out of those doors, right? So that's it. Thanks for watching. I just thought this would be something interesting, informative to talk about, and hopefully you did as well. But thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.